gentlemen, this is your boy Chris B. Daniels, and you are now on Show and Talk. All Eyes on Me, an incredible album, incredible. But in my opinion, the best Tupac album was his debut, Tupacalypse Now. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the movie All Eyes on Me. You know what I'm saying? So this movie to me wasn't really all that up to snuff. You know what I'm saying? It was straight, but there was a lot of there was a lot of depictions in this movie that I felt were inaccurate. You know what I'm saying? Especially Tupac's character. Now, you did see an aggressive side of him, on TV and everything like that, on his records and all of that. But I felt they didn't show enough of the conscious side. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there was a few scenes where he talked about, drugs affecting the black community and things like that, but I felt like that wasn't enough. They just showed more of the aggressive side, you know what I'm saying? Now, I gotta say, there was a few parts in this movie that kind of had me chuckling a little bit. I ain't even gonna lie. Like the scene where they showed Pac playing in Juice, Demetrius Ship, you know what I'm saying? Like that scene was crazy because the dude that was supposed to be Q, you know what I'm saying? He was just standing there just looking lost, in my opinion. Like this dude was just standing there looking like a sucker, yo. I ain't even gonna I'm not even gonna lie. That shit was pretty funny. And then the other scene where they did the above the rim scene where Pac and old boy was at the grave, Shep, you know what I'm saying, the dude that was supposed to play Shep, you know what I'm saying? This dude was looking just looking lost too. Like you could tell they had to focus on Pac, you know what I'm saying? And I understand the movie was about him 100%, but they could have done better than that, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? When it came to him replaying those roles in those two particular movies. You know what I'm saying? And then there was another scene in the movie, near the beginning where he had to move to California and he met up with Jada before that. And then he pulled out the note that he had written for her. That never happened. You know what I'm saying? Like Jada, I think it was a few years ago. I'm not sure, maybe last year or whatever. But she had read the note on live TV, I think. You know what I'm saying? It was in a book, I believe. And that note was dedicated to her, but she never read it while he was alive. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, then they had another scene where, Pac came home from touring with Digital Underground and all of that, right? And then he sees his mother buying drugs from a dealer. So he runs down there, confronts his mother, confronts the dealer, and then punches one of them in the face and just walks away. Now, no disrespect, but I don't think that ever went down like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just going to hit a dealer in his face and then just walk away. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Pop went down like that. You know what I'm saying? I think if that even happened like that, I think it might have turned out a different way. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, now I will say this. The acting in this movie was kind of man, it wasn't all that great in my opinion. Now I'll say Demetrius Ship Jr. His acting, his depiction of Pac, yeah, it was like more aggressive than conscious. Okay, that's cool. And but I felt like again, there was not enough consciousness there. You know what I'm saying? Now, his mannerisms as Tupac were perfect, like 100% spot on. You know what I'm saying? Like from the performances that he did, and you know what I'm saying, from the talking and all of that, his mannerisms were spot on. I will say that. Like he's a little taller than Pac, you know what I'm saying? Like his face was a little more round and all of that. Like certain scenes, like in the certain lightings or certain scenes, you could see, yeah, he looked just like Pac, you know what I'm saying? But like if you look at him like straight forward, you can tell, you know what I'm saying? Like his face is a little more round and all that. But that don't matter anyway. His mannerisms were spot on, you know what I'm saying? Um Now there was a few other characters in this movie, right? That I felt Well, one other character that I felt like was kind of unfairly, you know, done wrong. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying that he wasn't aggressive because he, had his past and all of that, but he done some good things for the community too. Suge Knight, you know what I'm saying? Like they just made him look like they just depicted him as just this cold blooded, I don't know, gangster, like, you know what I'm saying? Just beating people's asses. And every time you seen him, just about every scene he was in, either he was like extremely aggressive or he's beating somebody's ass or something like that. Now, in real life, you know what I'm saying? There was stories out there, but he also did some good things for the community. You know what I'm saying? It was one like in a book that I read called Original Gangsters. It was one time where he built the he repaired this park, you know what I'm saying, that was torn down and everything. It was a community park, you know what I'm saying? In an underprivileged neighborhood and all that. So he, basically put the money in to repair it. And there was some other things he did too. But yeah, now there was also rumors that, when Tupac was still in prison, he had signed a contract on toilet paper, which I don't know how true that is, to be honest with you. But in the movie, you got Suge Knight, you got the lawyer, which I guess is supposed to be David Kenner. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong, but they're sitting there talking, and Suge basically, tells Pac he's basically laying down everything he expects, and then Pac is like, "All right, so where's the pen?" And Suge puts his hand out and says, "This is my pen." So they shaking hands or whatever. Which in real life, if you want to do business with somebody, which I understand, I guess he really wanted to get out of prison or whatever. But if you really, 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 really want to do business with somebody, and this is one thing I learned, like this is very important. Never shake hands. Always get everything done in writing. Because if you shake hands, you're already screwed. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, there was another character in this movie, Snoop, right? So every time this dude spoke, I swear to God, that was Snoop's real voice. It was just a voiceover, in my opinion. I don't know. Well, I think it was a voiceover, actually. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna say in my opinion because that was Snoop's voice spot on. Because you could tell when the dude talked, he was just like he was talking, but he wasn't really talking. You know what I'm saying? It was Snoop's voiceover, which I don't know why they did that. Honestly, maybe the dude couldn't do a good Snoop impression. I don't know, but yeah, that was cool. Um, what else? Yeah, there was a lot of stuff in this movie that I really paid attention to that did go down in real life, but you know what I'm saying? I know it was probably embellished for the movie because, when you're making a movie about somebody's life, you gotta add some stuff to make it entertaining or whatever. You know what I mean? Now the girl that Pac met in the club, right? That was introduced to him by the dude, man, what was his name? Um what was his name? 'Cause it's the same dude that's in that show All American Homecoming who plays the baseball coach. You know what I'm saying? In this movie, I guess he's supposed to be Haitian Jack. You know what I'm saying? But Nigel, that was his name in the movie. But he was supposed to be like the movie's equivalent to Haitian Jack, right? So he introduced Pac to this girl who introduced herself to him as Brianna, which was supposed to be, I guess, Ayanna Jackson, you know, in the movie. So while they're dancing and everything, she, slowly makes her way down and starts giving them head and all that, right? So after that, they don't talk for a little minute. So when he goes back to his room, I guess maybe a day later, she's there. And then he's surprised, I guess he's surprised to see her, and she's just like, "Yo, I came here to see you, whatever, whatever," because she was already in there by the time he got there. So she gave him a massage and all that. Then he went to the other room and went to sleep. I'm not sure if it went down like that in real life or not, but he did say he went into the other room and went to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, she bust up in the room talking about why did he let them do that to her? Basically, I guess they supposedly raped her or something. So he's trying to figure out, what was going on. And then the dude Nigel said, "Yo, I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna clear this up. I'm gonna fix everything." So he goes downstairs, and next thing you know, Pac is getting dressed or whatever, and he's heading downstairs. By the time he gets down there, he sees the cops is already arresting, the crew or whatever. So now there's a scene where he's surrounded by a bunch of media people, right? By a bunch of reporters and paparazzi and all that crap. And he's sitting there basically explaining to them, which he did in real life. And I gotta say that scene was spot on too, where he was talking about how, you know, he didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? And he's trying to figure out why he's the only one that's being singled out when there was a few other, basically a few other people there with him. You know what I'm saying? And some people say that's why he got shot because he was basically snitching on them, but not really. He was just basically, saying what went down that night. So, not too long after that, he goes meets up with Biggie and all of that, right? You know what I mean? And so when he gets there, he walks into the building. You see a dude with army fatigues on, standing at the desk, acting like he's I guess filling out paperwork or reading something. And then when Pac walked past, I can't talk this morning, y'all. What is going on? I guess I'm trying not to talk too fast. I don't know. But anyway, Pac walked past him, right? And then as soon as he made his way past the guy turns around, pulls his gun out, makes everybody get on the floor. It's like two of them. And one of the dudes just keeps shooting at him. You know what I'm saying? Hit him 5 times. In real life, they say Pac was trying to pull his pistol and accidentally, you know what I'm saying, shoots himself in the balls or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That was like one of the shots. And then the other 4 shots that hit him. You know what I mean? But that's not how it went down in the film. You know what I mean? But there was also another scene earlier in the movie where, he was in the limo with his boys. This took place in '93. You know what I'm saying? So as they're driving to wherever they're going, I guess it was going to a concert or something like that to perform. Um no, I forgot what they was doing, but they was in the limo and whatnot. So as they're riding past, they see these two white dudes beating on this black dude. Pac gets out the limo and tries to figure out, what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So one of the dudes tell him to get back into his limo. You know what I'm saying? So he like, all right. So, cause he got disrespected. You know what I'm saying? They calling him a nigga and everything. So he like, all right, cool. So he goes back to the limo, gets his piece, gets his pistol. You know what I'm saying? And starts firing at the dudes or whatever. Shot one in the ass, shot the other one, I think, in the leg or somewhere like that. But shortly after that, there was a court case, right, about it. So now, um, come to find out that the dudes were drunk. Not only were they drunk, there was 2 off-duty officers harassing this guy, right? And then one of the dudes had a gun that they took from lockup. So that's why the whole case was dismissed. And that was real life. So, it was in the movie too. So yeah. So now the scene where he beat up the Hughes brothers and all of that, that's not in the movie. Because they skipped that whole section actually where he did poetic justice, because the reason why he was in poetic justice was because he got kicked off the set of Menace to Society. He was supposed to be in that movie. Um, I think he was supposed to play the character of Sharif, the Muslim. But yeah, that whole thing was basically sectioned out. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, man, there was a lot of stuff in this movie. Now it felt kind of rushed too, a little bit, just a little bit, not much, but just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because when he first met up with Shock G and all of them, right? He was originally just their roadie, which means he was, handling their bags, packing up buses and all of that, and carrying what they needed him to carry. You know what I'm saying? And then he became a backup dancer after that. And then eventually he was featured in one of their songs, you know what I'm saying? Same song. And then that's when he started working on his first album, Tupacalypse Now. You know what I'm saying? So those are basically the steps. And then like when he met up with Shock in the movie, he was already the backup dancer, you know what I'm saying? Which was cool, you know. It was I guess a 2 hour movie and or hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. You know what I'm saying? And you're not gonna be able to fit all that in a movie like that. So now they did like a mini series maybe, but in a movie, no. Now I did like the fact that they had Atron Gregory as his manager in the movie because usually stuff like that, in these movies about celebrities and all that, they're going to, Atron did play an important part, you know what I'm saying? But it's like certain movies like Straight Outta Compton, you didn't have Arabian Prince who was there in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? But this movie, yeah, Atron Gregory was his manager in the beginning. And then when he got with Suge Knight and Death Row, that's when, he stopped managing them or whatever. So Pac moved on to Suge, who became his manager, and he was a record exec, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I liked the movie. It was fine. A lot of people, I guess some people didn't like it. I ain't gonna say a lot, but some people didn't like it because of the depiction of Pac. You know what I'm saying? Like he was always angry in damn near every scene he was in. You know what I'm saying? Either he was angry or this dude was loose. You know what I'm saying? So you never really saw, like I said, the conscious side of him, except for the beginning. You know what I mean? When he was a teenager, and then he got with Digital Underground, and after that, that was it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and then the end where, you know what I'm saying, the car pulls up on him and they shoot him 4 times. Whether he gets hit 4 times, you know what I'm saying? Now, that right there is kind of tricky to talk about because some people say he's still alive, some people say he's dead, you know what I'm saying? So I really don't want to discuss the ending, you know what I'm saying? But if you haven't seen the movie, just go watch it. I think you might like it. And there's another dude in this movie, Edie Amin, right? So Edie around this time in his 40s or whatever, right? Playing himself, which is cool, but I felt like they should have had somebody else playing that part, you know what I'm saying? Because yeah, you one of Pac's boys, and outlaws are always gonna be known for, you know what I'm saying? They're always gonna be connected to Pac, you know what I'm saying? Because that's who brought them on. And some of them, all of them actually great rappers, you know what I'm saying? Like I like their stuff. Um, they had a dude that played Yaki Gaddafi. You know what I'm saying? That was Pac's cousin. Was it his cousin? No, I don't think it was his blood. I think they called themselves cousins or brothers, growing up because their mothers were like good friends. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he was the dude that played him. Yo, he looked just like him. I ain't even gonna lie. Cause Gaddafi is like a really tall dude, you know what I'm saying? With cornrows and all of that. So, and it's sad to say, man, rest in peace to him too, cause he had passed away in '96 from a gunshot wound as well. You know what I'm saying? They say it was an accident, but I I don't know. I wasn't there. I was like 9 years old, so I don't know what went down. I can't say. But yeah, overall, I would probably give this movie an 8 out of 10 because it was a really, like, as far as like, the production, the lighting, everything like that, it was a well made film. You know what I'm saying? Some of the acting was a little off, but um it was a well made film. You know what I'm saying? Like I would go back and watch it again just to get a refresher on it. I had to watch it yesterday actually to get a refresher, but it's just something that I'm willing to go back to watch if I'm in the mood for you know what I'm saying, a movie about music or a music artist or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Now, old girl that played his mother, I gotta mention, Afeni Shakur. She was in the movie. You know what I'm saying? She played Okoye in Black Panther. She was in a lot of stuff, so she's a really great actress. I gotta say her acting was great. Like she was one of the best in the movie. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I commend her performance. But yeah, the movie it's about it's an 8 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? They tried their best to do a Tupac biopic, which honestly I think Notorious might be a little bit better. And the dude that played Biggie, I can't forget about him. I know I keep, mentioning more people and all of that, but yeah, the guy that played Biggie, what was his name? Jamal Woolard. He's in a lot of Tubi films right now. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm personally not a fan of those Tubi original movies, but uh, yeah, he's a good actor too. I gotta say, I'll be honest, I seen a couple Tubi movies with him in it, and he was one of the best actors in pretty much every movie he was in. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he played Biggie once again in that movie, and yeah, he did that role justice, yo. But again, all eyes on me, 8 out of 10. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I think you might like it. You might not. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? If somebody else make a Tupac biopic, that's what's up. Maybe they'll do a better job. Maybe they won't. Just have to see. All right. I'm gone. Peace.